Welcome all you amazing people to our Aries full moon reading. The Aries full moon is going to be reaching its fullest on October 20th, around 8:56 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So wherever you're at in the world, you can adjust for that, because that's going to be at the very climax of all the energies. This is an Aries full moon, so you got all that fiery energy of Aries being a fire sign, and then multiply that times the regular, just huge energy of a full moon, and you've got Shazam! You got all this energy coming in, a lot of energy. Of course, with a full moon and with all this amplification, emotions are also going to be amplified in a huge way. So just know whatever emotion that you're focusing on, and whatever emotion you choose during that time, you're going to feel it in a big way. But it's wonderful. I mean, you can feel the energy up to a week before the full moon, up to a week or so after the full moon. The more closer we get to the full moon, the more intense it is, the more dreams you're going to have, so you're going to feel all that. So if you feel out of sorts, just look up at the sky and go, the full moon. That is why my emotions are feeling very, expanded. What's great too is we had 2 full moons in a row in Aquarius in July and August, and then we just had a full moon in Pisces last month. So that had us all on this track of dreamy times, and then we followed that up with the energy of the Pisces full moon, which was about putting some practical plans to those dreams. So putting some plans around the steps towards that dream. And now we have all this blast of energy that we can use and focus it onto those steps. However, there's always a however, right? Also keep in mind that moving from Pisces to Aries, we're ending the cycle of the zodiac signs. We reached the end of Pisces and we're moving in to the beginning again with Aries. And so this might bring some new awareness, and it might cause you to desire to make revisions to the dream, make revisions to the plan. So you might alter your path a little bit, and that's totally okay. So if you feel that energy of wanting to switch things up, don't resist that, because it is part of this beautiful energy that will help you with all of that. Now, the last new moon we had in Aries was back on April 11th of this year, and that was a time of taking action on things. So when you look back around April 11th and see what was going on around that time, what kind of actions you did initiate, because now is also the time to reevaluate. You plant seeds and everything with the new moon. It grows into the harvest of the full moon. And then as you wane away from that to head back towards a new moon again, in that whole cycle of Aries new moon to Aries full moon, back to Aries new moon, it's like 6 months between a new moon and a full moon in the sign, and then back again. So, this moving away from the full moon will be a time where you're also going to be looking at what you're ready to let go of. So, there's all of this reevaluation type of energy coming with this full moon, because of the ending of that big cycle of Aries to Pisces and going back into Aries again, as well as the full moon. You're reaching the climax of the full moon and headed backward. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a reading for each sign, and the question we're kind of going to look at is, what can you reevaluate? But really, I really feel like with all this energy, it's where can you direct this lightning bolt of energy that's coming? What advice does Spirit and the Creator have for us on where we can direct it for the most beneficial experience and most in alignment of who we want to be and where we want to go? So we're going to go ahead and jump right into your reading right now. All right, all my Pisces, this is your reading for the full moon in Aries, and we are going to start out by first taking a card here from the Spirit of the Animals Oracle. And this is just going to represent what the Creator wants you to know around this 3 weeks around this full moon in Aries. And of course, any guidance or advice on where you can direct this amazing lightning bolt of energy that's coming in. So we're going to start with that. There we go. All right, Creator, what do you want our Pisces to know about this 3-week period? Okay, I feel like this is the one right there. And you got Eagle Mastery. Beautiful, flying above. And it says, you are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. Wow. Yep, definitely. Not surprised, Pisces. You have a very strong spiritual energy because you are in that 12th house, which is all about our deep inner search. So I'm not surprised you're way up there in the clouds as an eagle, seeing things from a higher perspective, having this beautiful spiritual journey. And especially with this Aries energy, which Aries is the fire element, which is wands in the tarot, is very much about your spiritual spark and your spiritual just that energy and your spiritual side of yourself as well. So it's a perfect energy to be aiding and igniting you, into that deeper spiritual energy. Let's see what else energy comes with this, though. It does talk about imperial power, victory, vision, rising above, protection, wisdom, wealth, swiftness, strength, soaring, spirituality, and doorway to spirit. Oh, I love that. It says the eagle as a totem appears to those who have begun their spiritual journey to mastery and personal illumination. To have this majestic bird fly into your life is a portent of protection and guidance. Eagle medicine allows one to have the gift of keen sight, knowing, and a great perspective. Eagle is said to carry prayers and requests to the Great Spirit and bring back the answers and wisdom that are needed. Eagle people know how to ride the wind and take advantage of opportunities in the uplifting currents of life. Eagle people travel freely between the two worlds of earth and sky, matter and spirit. And if Eagle has recently become your totem, a new vision will open and a new beginning emerge. You will understand situations with sharp discernment and be gifted with sight, swiftness, and precision. To accept this totem is to embrace heightened spiritual growth. And with Eagle as totem, you will become a master of creative forces in the world and soar among the great ones. I love it. This card comes with 4 questions or things that you can ponder. And so if any of these resonate with you, you can do that during this 3-week period. And there are 4 of them. 1 says, have you abandoned the connection to your mastery? Return to humility. Number 2, are your wings constrained by others' expectations? Break free. Number 3 is, it is not your nature to live earthbound. Look up, the sky awaits. Yeah, eagles aren't like penguins, right? And number 4, let no one bind your wings. Yes, let no one keep you on the ground. All right, beautiful. We're also going to get clarification here. We're going to start off by pulling cards here from the Naked Heart Tarot. And we're going to pull 3 sets of cards. And they're going to be, represent the week before the full moon, the week after the full moon, and then 2 weeks after the full moon. And one more time. All right, for our Pisces, for the week before the full moon, what would you like them to know? What else? Okay, I like these two. And then the week after the full moon. Okay. And then how about 2 weeks after the full moon? Okay. Oh, and I also feel like that one too. Okay. And then we're also going to pull a card for each of the weeks from these Wild Unknown Tarot and just see what else. Clarification, validation, or new information. We'll take what we can get. All right, so the week before the full moon, okay. Oop, 2 for there too. And then the week after the full moon. Okay. And then the second week after the full moon. All right, 2 for there too. All right. So let's dive in here and see what we have for you. So the week before the full moon, we got the 7 of Wands. And you're like, 7 of Wands. So Wands, again, I was talking about is the fire energy. It's the your spiritualness. And it also, usually it'll show someone defending themselves on a hill. And, you know, you have the top of the hill and everyone else is, the other 6 wands are trying to, you know, get at you. And it's a good message because it does represent, like it was talking about here, don't let anyone else keep your wings clipped. And that is this way of like, you don't have to worry, you're victorious because you have the upper hand, you're king or queen of the mountain. So you are at the top. You have the best perspective because you're seeing things from a higher place than the other people are, like this talked about, moving to a higher place. And so just know that you don't have to get defensive. You know, you can just understand where people are coming from, and that they, you know, are in the place where they're seeing things from their own perspective. And no one wants to attack other people. It's just mainly because they're in fear and they're feeling defensive and they're going into fight or flight. And so people might choose to fight, but it takes 2 to battle and you don't have to join it. You can just simply hold up this beautiful Ace of Wands that you have with your own energy and your own awareness. And you just let their little sticks hit against that. It doesn't hit you. You're safe. You don't have to beat them with your wand. You can just, you know, understand this, you know, try to understand where they're coming from their viewpoint, because it is different from yours, because you're at a different level during this period especially. Yeah. And you have the 8 of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And you realize with this card that your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets are what are keeping you feeling constricted. And I really feel like you have this awareness that you're having that, you know, this is like where you came from. You understand that. And because of that, you can understand, you know, you have a different perspective of life now. And you have this different energy about you. And other people are still in this feeling trapped. And, you know, when someone feels trapped or cornered, that's how they react, right? This is more them. This is their face. They feel like an animal cornered, right? Reacts and is defensive. So there is this little, I wouldn't say a warning, but it's like advice going, you know, just be aware that of how you're coming across to other people. Your energy that you're going to be having during this time is just at a different level, and other people are not going to get it because they're stuck in their trapped mind, their trapped beliefs at the time. And so you just need to let them be. You don't have to rescue them. But just be aware that if you try to pull them out of this, that they will defend how they're feeling and defend what they're thinking, and that's okay. If you do that, you learn, right? That's how we learn. We usually learn the hard way. It's like, oh, Kitty doesn't like it when I do that. Like, I'm not going to do that, because I don't want to get, bit or scratched again. And it's like, it's okay. I can let them be. And there's this beautiful awareness coming from that higher perspective. Yeah. And you got judgment here. So this is definitely, it's 2 tens, which is endings and new beginnings. And so you really are having this beautiful ending. It's the double ending. What I look at it as is before this type of energy that's coming in, you might have this belief on, who the shadow is, what our ego is, what our human side is. And you also have this idea of what the creator is, what the other side and the spirituality is. But this is about endings and new beginnings of you realize that you're more than just this human side, but that you're this beautiful, bright being of, you're powerful, you're supernatural, you're eternal, you're made of unconditional love. But you came here to experience its opposites so you could fully more understand who you are by experiencing who you're not. And then you discover that this is true is a part of yourself, that your shadow and your ego are part of your being. They're not an imposter or an invader in your body. It's a piece of you, and you can join together. But it really is a strong message about, even when it talked in here about you're not, you're 2 things, your matter and your spirit, right? And that's what this is bringing about, is showing you that you're both at the same time. And again, flying high above. Yep. And then you have the Father of Pentacles. And the Father of Pentacles, the Pentacles is the outside world. So, this is normally like the King of Pentacles in a regular deck. And the King of Pentacles is this beautiful message of abundance, feeling whole, feeling complete. The King also being at the end of the Pentacles has learned so much lessons going through the whole Pentacle suit, in that he understands that gratitude and thankfulness are life changers, right? Being thankful for what is instead of focusing on what's not. Because when you focus on what's not grows. When you focus on what is and what you're grateful for, that grows. And also, I love that I call them antennas, his antlers are very colorful. And it's also about the important thing the King of Pentacles understands is that you find your wholeness and completeness from within, not from without, because those things on the outside are not eternal. They're temporary. They're not stable. They're ever-changing and unstable. But you find that stability inside, when you do connect and realize who you really are, this being. So I love that those came out together here. So beautiful energies, understanding, awarenesses, viewpoints, as this fiery energy comes in the week before, you'll start to feel it. Especially Pisces, you're so connected, really to the emotional side and to the moon energy, that because you have like this high priestess vibe around your whole existence, your whole life, that you start to feel it. I would say definitely the week before a full moon or new moon, you feel it, and you feel it almost kind of like you're feeling the full moon, and then up to the full moon, and then you feel the full moon for like a week after, and then you start to feel the new moon energy. It's like you're always, when normal people, not normal people, you're normal. You're normal for a Pisces. They have like this flow that comes in with the new moon and the full moon and the new moon and the full moon. You're just like the new moon, up the full moon, up the new moon, up the full moon. You never like have this lull that other people might have that don't have, the Pisces in their birth chart in their life. But so you definitely feel this energy coming in. And then you go into the full moon the week after the full moon. Oh yeah, perfect. So you've got the strength card here. This did talk about strength energy. And this is the infinity, an infinite symbol, which represents your higher self. Usually it'll show a lion with like a female that's comforting the lion. In this, I love that it's like, it's almost like a caterpillar experience. The lion, was the caterpillar. It went into the cocoon and it dissolved some of itself and it came out with its higher self. This is like the combo of what a caterpillar turned into a butterfly would look like. But the story that comes with this is amazing because it so much fits in to when it was talking about you're both the earth and you're both the heavens. You're both the physical world and you're also the spiritual world. Because what this is the lion represents our human side, this being that has this beautiful adventure of fight or flight, and it comes here. It's the brave side of ourselves that chose to be disconnected from the rest of our higher self to where we would be able to experience what it might feel like to be powerless and small and alone, and all these emotions of fear that we can experience here when we don't realize how powerful we are. And it comes down here thirsty and hungry, and it's taught, like the rest of us, to find that out here. Search out here. Your food is out here. What will quench you is out here. And so it goes, okay. And it goes out there and eats, and it's hungry hours later. It goes out there and drinks, and it's even thirstier. And it's getting hungrier and hungrier and thirstier and thirstier. And it's not finding any long-term sustenance that makes it feel whole and complete out there. So it becomes this roaring lion in the jungle, screaming out for, out of desperation, wanting to find what it's searching for. Well, what it's searching for is really love. And all it finds out in the outside world is, again, that unstable, temporary, conditional love that you can lose at any second if someone's ego gets hurt or someone's going through something. They're always fluctuating. So that love is, like we said, is always disappointing in the long run somehow, some way. But then that's when our beautiful higher self comes down to comfort the lion, and it doesn't, or to tame the lion, and it doesn't do it by, poking it with a sword or trying to cage it or trying to train it with a whip and a chair like they do, like you see in the circus movies. It brings it what it's been looking for, which is the unconditional love of the creator of all things. It's what we are. So she comes down and she gives it that love. And so this lion transforms from this roaring beast in the jungle to this purring little cub sitting in her lap, feeling safe and feeling whole for the first time. And so I love that this is the energy that's bringing this awareness in this spiritual journey. You're really tapping in to this comforting higher self, this higher energy to help you feel whole and complete. So what else do we got here? Yeah, Shazam, the sun. So definitely this is about bringing that light into the physical world. This would be, because usually the two cards before this, you've got like the star, which is the upper world. You've got the moon, which is the lower world, like the unconscious, subconscious, and connecting, her human side connecting to the spiritual realm. But this is about bringing that brightness and lightness into the middle world, our human experience. And so that totally fits in line with that. It is definitely about returning to this innocence of unconditional love, feeling like this loved only child of the creator of all things, feeling that special. And again, being the sun brings so much brightness and awareness. It shines light on so many areas of our life as well. It's like this pure joy that comes. Yeah. And here's the Eight of Swords, which you had the Eight of Swords here. Whoops. So definitely this awareness that you have been the one that was restricting you. These thoughts and beliefs have been restricting you. And it's funny that I was talking about like this being like a butterfly, right? It's like what's keeping you in your cocoon, what's keeping you from going to that next level. And I love that this one has the cocoon holding from this Ace of Swords, because Ace of Swords is what you use to cut away old beliefs, old thoughts, old ways of thinking that no longer serve you. And those are the things that free you and allow you to become this, I'm going to call this the beautiful butterfly, this beautiful combo of your human self in union with your higher self, because you no longer feel like you have to battle and kill this ego. You get to walk hand in hand with each other, experiencing life in this whole new, higher view, expansive way. Not feeling the limitlessness, but feeling the wholeness and the, instead of feeling limited, you feel limitless with connecting to the higher self. So beautiful. And then you move into the second week after the full moon. Yeah. And then you have the Hermit, which is about taking some time to yourself, to really connect to your higher self and to understand yourself, which, is totally everything we've been talking about. So you continue, but it's really about, and it's not about becoming a hermit where you're away from everyone for, not speaking to anyone for weeks, but it's about making sure you're taking your alone time to connect with your higher self, to really absorb this, to integrate this, to feel it, to experience this in your life. Yeah. And you got movement of Pentacles. Pentacles, again, the outside world, we talked about the King of Pentacles there, about abundance and all that. It's the only night out of the 4 nights that is slower moving. The other 3 are like boom, 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 go, 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 which the things in the external world do move slower than the other 3 suits, because Pentacles are the outside world. Wands is your spirit, which can move like this. Swords are your thoughts, which can change like this. You can have so much happen so quickly in your mind. And then Cups, your emotions can switch and, move. But the things in the outside world have its seasons, and it just goes. Seeds are planted and they start to grow. In the summer, they grow even more. And autumn, you have the harvest and the fruits, and then hibernation, and things die and prepare the soil for new seeds that grow. And it's very cyclical, very flowing, very taking its time. And so I'm showing you that you're doing a lot of work on the inside world, and though the outside world, you might see a lot of change in the outside circumstances. How you're seeing everything can change, because you do have this beautiful key that they're bringing you that allows you to go into areas of yourself and your understanding of the world. So it's definitely bringing you a lot of knowledge. And your world, we see the world as we are, not as it is. And so our world starts to change as we start to change on the inside. And you'll start to change faster on the inside, and you'll see things changing on the outside, how you're perceiving things. But it takes time for it to roll out and get out of our body. And this is what this is telling you is, don't judge your success or your movement by how things are moving on the outside. Just know that things are definitely moving on the inside. Yep, you have the Emperor here. So the Emperor is about expectations in our outside world, trying to control things. And so, one of the things that you can let go of and be aware of is your need to control, things. The Emperor is like society, where it has these expectations that come, in the beginning, it's really heartfelt in that, it's like a kind emperor who says, okay, all these thousands of people are going to be living near each other. We need to have some rules so we don't end up killing each other, and that we don't spread diseases and, that we can, make sure we have enough food and blah, 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 blah. And so they have these beautiful guidelines put into place and these expectations and these laws. And they have to reinforce these laws, and they can help people feel safe and be able to grow as a community and all that. Well, then eventually the ego power comes in, right? And it becomes this hunger for power. And it's like, then it goes beyond that place of wanting to, be safe and have people grow and blah, blah, blah. It becomes, well, we need to stay in power and we need more power. And that's kind of what this brings up, is our understanding of the outside world and how it works, how the ego works. It wants to feel safe, and when it doesn't, it tries to control. And I love that there's this full moon up here with fiery energy, which is bringing in this, Aries full moon energy for me, in that, just know that other people's actions on the outside are going to be sparked by that. And when it comes back to like your viewpoint being differently, they might be sparking. And that's okay. Let that energy do what it's going to do for them. You don't need to save them. You don't need to control them. You allow them to have their journey. You're focusing in on your inner journey inside your shell, as the turtle there. Yeah. Because here you have the Mother of Wands. This would be the Queen of Wands in a regular. And again, wands are all this fiery energy that we were talking about. She's toward the end of the suit. She has a beautiful, divine, feminine energy coming in. So a lot of emotional understanding, but she's she brings this energy of confidence. You understand how you can focus all this beautiful energy that you're having into what area of your life you want to grow. You can see that she's protecting the egg. She's protecting what she wants to have expand in her life. She has this beautiful awareness that she experiences going through the wand suit, that whatever you focus on is what grows. And so when you focus on, like the king, you focus on what you are grateful for and what you want in your life, that expands. If you're focused on what you're lacking in life or what's not happening, then more of that not happening happens. It's the way the energy works. And so when you switch it into gratitude mode and you focus on what you do want in your life, and you stop focusing your energy on all these trying to control others and all these expectations, all these swords that I was talking about, trying to control all that. You focus in on the inside, what you can control, and it comes down to you control your story that you put around anything. You control what emotions you feel around anything, and you can focus all your energy, instead of it being out there, bring it back, and then with lightning point precision, you can focus it in on what you want to accomplish instead of having it being scattered energy. So I am loving this for you. Just a lot of beautiful connection to your higher self, a lot of awareness that comes because as you stop resisting your human side and all those emotions, you understand them more. And again, you walk hand in hand into this new adventure, this new exciting way of looking at life. So beautiful, beautiful. You get the high view, which is amazing and beautiful and very quiet up there. All right, well, I'm going to leave it at that, and just know as you go through each and every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and I love you too. You have an amazing Aries full moon, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. You take care.